Let's fight. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome in the ring, wherever you guys are joining us from, in Guyana or around the world. Welcome in the ring. Great to see each and every one of you. And we're ready to go, guys. We're ready to go. We are ready to go. Ready to go. And I hope that you guys are too. Of course, we're going to hold up. We're going to hold until all of you guys are here and you are kicking. You are ready to go. You have your notebooks. You are headed up, probably. Good to see each and every one of you. Good to see each and every one of you. And okay, we're getting a word from the technicians. We got to wait until we go through to all of the pages. But we are ready to go at our end. So much to discuss with you this evening. So much happening home here in Guyana. It's like, where do we start? Where do we start with all of the things that are happening, from the corruption that is happening in this distribution of the farmers' flood relief to what's happening in COVID? I mean, this government needs a no confidence motion. This government, if any government needed one, this government needs one. It is doing a bundle of nonsense in every sector, across the sectors, ladies and gentlemen. But we are grateful that each and every one of you, you're here with us this evening. And we have, of course, some of our favorites here with us. Yep. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys here with us. All of the folks who are joining us, I see Raul Brando is joining us. He says he's still waiting. Candy Naleen Inderjeet is with us. Dean Inglewood, all our folks on Twitter, on YouTube, and we are getting through to some of our Facebook pages. Some might take us a while, but we are coming around to those folks. Coming around. Good to see each and every one of you. A number of things to discuss with you. We are going to hold until we have everybody on board this evening. And you know, whenever we start like this, I don't know what's been happening to some of the streams. They give us some technical difficulties. Wish I could have shown you guys behind this side, but let me just show you that we are ready to go where the hot topics are concerned. But we are going to wait until we get through to all of the places we need to be, and so that everyone is hearing us loud and clear. And we're happy that Raul Brando is hearing us loud and clear. Yvonne joining us there on Twitter with Raul is getting us loud and clear. And also Dean Inglewood. Dean says, good night. God is coming to Guyana. According to Dean, he will fight them. Yep. God is good indeed. And we can't do it without him at all. Guys, give me a minute behind the scenes here. Let me try to get some help. Yep. Good to see each and every one of you, wherever you guys are joining us from this evening. Our technicians are on it, and we're going to make sure that we are through to all of the pages, because we're having some technical setbacks here. But nonetheless, I know the technician is going to jump right on that, and we're going to be with you guys. So guys, stay with us. I'm ready with the hot topics, as you can see there. Ready. And good to see again so many of you who are joining us. I see Candy is joining us all the way from Skeldon, Corriverton. Candy, Naleen, Energy. Candy, what happened today there at Skeldon Hospital? Was there any lockout of the nurses and doctors who might have been unvaccinated? Did you hear anything in that regard, Candy? Good to see you there. And again, our technicians are going to tell us whether we are through to all of the places where we need to be, and we are going to be with you guys shortly. But that being said, I cannot overemphasize the need for your support, guys. And if you know me, you know, I don't like to beg necessarily, and I don't even consider this begging. We are in this together, and we want you guys to be a part of our expansion. And that is why we've been asking you every night, I think for the last 2 or 3 nights, and we're going to do it as long as we need to, until we get into the habit of doing this. And so we're asking you guys to partner with us on a monthly basis, and we have offered you a number of facilities, whether it's the Cash App, there is a $ at in the ring 592, and there is the PayPal system as well, which is in the ring 592 at gmail.com. And then you have the local MMG that is provided by GT&T, and our number there is 627-6963. And if you have any difficulties, you can get us on WhatsApp on that number as well, 627-6963, and also via MMG And we know that some of you have already been using the MoneyGram and the Western Union feature. And folks, let me say this to you guys. Don't say that perhaps somebody else is giving, and so maybe we don't need your $5, your $10 US, your $15, or your $20. Those are the increments we've asked you guys to partner with us on a monthly basis based on your own budgets. We know that you got your own commitments, and if it's a $5 alone via the Cash App or via PayPal, we'd be so grateful, and we can tell you this is going to go a long way to doing so many things that we have in plan to do in terms of expanding our program and bringing you much, much better programming. And again, we want to get through that little bit of housekeeping. As you know, I see some shows where the guys got it up on the screen all the time, but I don't like that way. I like to deal with it for a little bit and then move that aside. But again, for those of you who are joining us, we have several facilities available. Let me clear up that icon on the tablet a little bit. Yes, we have the Cash App, which is in the ring 592. You have the $sign in front of that. The $sign in the ring 592 on Cash App. $5 US, $10 US, $15 US, or $20 US. And then you have the PayPal system in the ring 592 at Gmail. And then we're also available on the MMG system, which is the GT&T system here in Guyana. And we're on 627-6963. That is where you can get us to send those donations for us. And also you guys who are joining us internationally who might not have any of those facilities available to you. You do have MoneyGram and Western Union, and we guys are going to thank you for your contributions where that is concerned. Moving on, as soon as the technician tells us that we are good to go, we are going to go right ahead. But that being said, guys, we want to thank you for supporting the program and enabling us to do what we have to do. We are ready to go, and as if the technician says we are good to go, we are good to go. Welcome in the ring, folks, wherever you're joining us from, at home here in Guyana or around the world. We welcome you in the ring, and quite a bit of information for us to get through this evening, and we thank you for joining us. We see now some folks are joining the live broadcast, and as soon as we get a sense that we are at our magic number, we are going to do that. And as I'm there, might as well do some housekeeping where the sharing and so on is concerned. And let me see if I can, we have that graphic set there where we ask you guys to share, to retweet, to let's perhaps get a bit out of the way as well. And you know, as you come on, we ask you guys to like. If you guys are joining us on social media, across social media, use that like button. We want to see those emojis. What is your mood this evening? Share the live stream. That is tremendously important that you guys share the live stream, that you guys retweet. Those of you who are joining us on Twitter, like Raul Brando and Yvonne and all the others, and that you subscribe if you're joining us on YouTube, and also if you're on our Facebook pages, whichever Facebook page you want, that you also like or follow those Facebook pages, and you'll get the notification whenever we go live. Good to see so many of you joining us already. Good to see so many of you guys joining us already. Welcome in the ring, wherever you guys are joining us from this evening. Welcome in the ring. And we're again streaming via Twitter, we're streaming via YouTube and via Facebook as well. Instagram still giving us some challenges to get through there. We can do it, but it's not with the kind of quality that we want it to be done at. And all of that we're going to work out as we attract some more funding from you guys and donations. We're going to be on lots of other media and perhaps even on television. All of that is going to allow us to do that. So guys, again, welcome in the ring. Whether you're home here in Guyana or you're in the diaspora, that may be as close as the Caribbean, might be South America, Latin America, you might be in North America, Asia, Europe, or even further afield. Welcome in the ring to each and every one of you. And we trust that you guys have had a good day. Let me see some of the folks who are joining us this evening. Let me see some of these folks, in addition to perhaps the Jagabats. Onessa Wardeen, one of our favorites. Hula is there too. Sandra Goodluck Semple is with us. We also have Hollis London joining us from West Ramvelt Hollis. I hope your neighbors and your friends also tuning in to us. Nicole Jones, Shelly DeRidder, good to see you, Shelly. Glennis Mingo, Byrne, good to see you, Glennis. Raul, the regular, is there too on Twitter, and Patricia Graves. Andy Goodman is with us. We see Faye Gooding as well. How are you doing, Faye? And Gloria Fraser, Debbie Pitt. We also have Desiree Holder, Rayan Sukram, Renita Andrews, Nicole Jones, all the usual suspects with us. Sandra Singh, good to see you. Is it Slim Gal Polly? Good to see you, Slim Gal Polly. Deborah Simon, Lisi Simon as well with us. We see Michelle Semple. Guys, wherever you're joining us from, we covered that you guys share the live stream and let us see those emojis. I see hundreds of you already on this stream. I want to see you guys share that live stream, and let's get to the hot topics this evening. Let's get to the hot topics this evening, guys. What is happening in this country of ours? My God, COVID is out of control, totally out of control. You know, just today, ladies and gentlemen, we have registered 4 more COVID-related deaths. Just today, 4 more COVID-related deaths. And tragically, all are women. All are women, sad to say. 4 more COVID-related deaths under this installed administration, under this incompetent administration. And it's smart to try to play smart. They try to play smart by waiting till we're in recess. And then suddenly the installed Attorney General, Anil Nandalal, suddenly finish the legal opinion that he said last night, as I told you, he may or may not send to the Speaker before the recess is up in October. That is what their governance entail. That is what governance under this installed regime, this incompetent, bumbling installed regime, what it obtains. So 4 more COVID deaths, and all women, and 151 new cases, 151 new confirmed cases of COVID-19, all the vaccine, all the injections that they have. And yet these high number of infections. Just today, ladies and gentlemen, I posted on my Facebook page of a reporter in the UK, the Guardian covered that story, the UK Guardian, that died from COVID-19 after being vaccinated with AstraZeneca, suffering some complications from the vaccines, from the vaccine that she took. So this struggle is real, people. And folks got some real concerns. And I say the very same way also, you know, we say, my body, my choice. I don't want us to beat up on those people that choose to take the vaccine and even choose to give the vaccines to their children. And we're going to talk about that a little later on, because it's their bodies and their choice. It's their children and their choice, just as well as we say it's our bodies and our choice. We got to treat them with the same courtesy, because I saw some comments under the post where the children are being vaccinated, and I'll circle back to that a little later on in the hot topics. But good to see each and every one of you this evening in the ring. Oren Barker and Mark Allman. Some of you are joining us late this evening. Leonard McKenzie and Rolanda De Guild, Pamela Waldron, Kavita Washington, and all the other folks. And guys, let me use this opportunity to say this. We were on at 8, but we found that late we're getting a lot of challenges, like this program getting too popular for these guys, these PPP hood rats and hooligans and scamps and vagabonds. And so we get the sense that they're trying a number of machinations. And guys, this is one of the reasons we've been asking you to partner with us on a monthly basis. For instance, it's just one of the reasons we've been asking you to do that, because it's going to enable us, as part of expanding the capacity, to be able to perhaps hire some folks part-time that are good with these kinds of things, technical work, making sure that we have a very, very smooth program. We have a very, very small team, a very, very highly trained team nonetheless. But we do see the need to add a couple of folks to this process. And that is why, for instance, we've been asking you guys to partner with us. And I'm going to do it shamelessly. I don't care. We want to get better, right? We want to get better for you. And that is why we've been asking you, for instance, we've been asking you to partner with us and make small donations on a monthly basis. Partner with us on a monthly basis. If all you can afford in the diaspora is $5, you have the Cash App feature. There's our handle. If all you have is $10, partner with us on a monthly basis, and you're going to see how this program is going to grow by leaps and bounds. We have a very small studio space right now. We want to expand on all of that. And so we're available on the Cash App. We're also available on PayPal. You have the handle there, how to get us on PayPal. We're also available on the MMG. That is our own indigenous GT&T system back home via our main number, 627-6963. And then we're also available for those of you who are old-fashioned, Western Union and also MoneyGram. And it is going to help us tremendously to get the right people in the right places to make sure we have a very, very smooth, professional program. Guys, you don't know. And if you don't know, let me tell you how it irks me to have to come on a minute after 8 o'clock. Because I know that is an arrangement that you and I have. 8 o'clock is 8 o'clock for us. And to have a professional program looking a certain way. We are oil producing republic and we got to conduct ourselves like that. And that is why it pains me. When we see how the PPP operating, it literally pains me. But we got to deal with them. Nonetheless, we got to deal with them. And folks, I want us to get right into the hot topics this evening. And lots of it revolves around COVID-19. Let me tell you that from the get-go. And we didn't choose to have so many of our topics on COVID-19. But when you look at the headlines throughout the day, where we get a sense of where our country is going and where it has been for the day, and we try to distill those thoughts for you. COVID-19 is out of control. The government is out of control. And we seem to be on the precipice of a failed state. And so we begin our broadcast this evening, welcoming the ring to each and every one of you with some breaking news. Those of you who have been following international news, and we know that Guyanese are scattered to every corner of the world, what we call Region 11. During the course of the day, we saw an explosion at Kabul airport. This is in Afghanistan, the capital of Afghanistan. And if you guys have been following international news, you know that the Americans have been doing thousands of evacuations of their staff, and whether Afghan or American staff, or sometimes just Afghan citizens from that airport. As you know, the Taliban has taken over that country in 11 short days after 20 years of interventions by the US and other major world powers in that country. And so a suicide bomber, from what we saw, detonated a bomb that killed 12 servicemen. And as we were coming on, we were listening to the US president making a statement on that issue. 12 servicemen, 12 US servicemen were killed in that explosion there at Kabul airport as they were evacuating their personnel. And we have learned also that there are a number of Afghan citizens as well who would have lost their lives. And I think I saw, as we were coming on, as I said, about 60 persons seriously injured, but receiving medical attention nonetheless. And so we're going to keep you updated where that is concerned. The reporting out of CNN says a number of Afghan civilians were killed in the Kabul attack. And according again to, this is the NBC special report, says that 12 US servicemen were killed in that suicide bombing there at the Kabul airport. And as we're on breaking news, closer to home or at home, ladies and gentlemen, of concern to you who are around the world and who have plans to travel home. I got family who already said they are coming home towards the end of this year. We learned today that COVID is here with us. Not only COVID, but the variant, the Delta variant is here with us. And folks, you know, let me tell you all something here. I told you all this last evening that this incompetent Frank Anthony has been vacillating back and forth about these variants about 3 months. And by now, you know by rote the next name I'm going to call. Dr. Carissa Etienne from PAHO told us months ago that the variants were here. Months ago. But it doesn't seem as though this government was interested in finding out. Some person, they didn't say it was a Guyanese, traveled to Trinidad today and a test was done. And in one day, Trinidad could tell them that this person had the Delta variant. Well, I don't know if they can go and abuse out, Rowley now, because they say that this variant came from Guyana. I haven't heard Frank Anthony on it as yet specifically, but according to the report, and I think we picked this up from news source, Gordon Mosley's news source, that they don't plan to change any of their COVID-19 regulation in view of the fact that they have said they're operating as though we have the variants here. But now we know definitively, one could say, definitively, unless we're questioning the Trinidadian testing system, that we have the deadly COVID variant, the Delta variant with us. And we saw 4 deaths. 4 deaths. You know, folks, the trenches and all the other folks, they often say that we didn't do a lot of testing. The new AFC government, that is, didn't do a lot of testing. We didn't do a lot of testing. Right? And they're proud to say, oh, they have done so many tests and they do 100 tests per day or whatever the figure is. But if you're doing all that testing and all that vaccination, what is responsible for all of these deaths? And by now, those hardcore insiders know that when these jagabats came in on August 2nd, 2020, there were 21 COVID deaths. After about 7 months of the new AFC coalition administering this country, administrating this country, leading and governing this country, 21 deaths. And there were 474 confirmed cases. Today, we're over 25,000 cases. And far past 500 deaths. And climbing. And this incompetent administration with its retarded policies, they're getting us nowhere. And so it took the Trinidadians to tell us that, one, the SPUTNIK V was not approved by the WHO. And now it's taking the Trinidadians again, viewers, to tell us that we have the Delta variant here. And you know what these jagabats are saying? Mark Allman, Leonard McKenzie, Rose Capel, Hazelene King and Michelle Butts, Roy Garraway, Hollis Charles. You know what they're telling us? They're not changing anything. They are not changing any of their policies to suit. So, folks, you and I have to be on our guard. The COVID variant, the Delta variant, is with us. That being said, well, it was a day of locking out. It was a day of lockouts. It was a day of lockouts. In some instances for both medical professionals and ordinary staff around this country. It was a day of lockouts. And let us begin by looking at what transpired at the Georgetown Public Hospital just this morning. Let us begin there. Scores of the staff were locked out. Scores of the staff locked out. All because, again, they are exercising their constitutional right. That is their bodies and it is their choice. All because they're exercising their constitutional rights. They spent hours in the sun, locked out. Locked out, ladies and gentlemen. And those were similar scenes we saw at the Linden Hospital complex. Nurses again locked out. Medical professionals that were yesterday's heroes, now today's zeros and villains. All because they're expressing an independent thought of this corrupt callous administration. And so that was the scene there from the Linden Hospital complex. Apologies, I want to get my chair back a little bit. Yeah, from the Linden Hospital complex. All because they wanted to exercise their own constitutional right, their own democratic right. Locked out. Quite strangely, this was not the scene at Skeldon Hospital. Interestingly enough, ladies and gentlemen, this was not the scene at Skeldon Hospital. So one gets the impression it is either all of the nurses at Skeldon Hospital and doctors and the other medical staff there, it is either all of them are vaccinated or those who are unvaccinated stayed home. That is the sense that we get when we look at what has been happening at Skeldon there. Right? It is either they're all vaccinated because there were no locks on the gate there, there were no staff, and we were monitoring that throughout the day, being locked out at Skeldon. Right? And so you guys can make your own deductions from that. You can make your own deductions from that. What may have transpired there? Naomi Morris and Gladys Roberts, Sandra Singh, Dansham Sukdio, blessed child. We need more blessed children. You can make your own deductions what is happening at Skeldon. But we're going to continue to monitor this situation. We are going to continue to monitor this very situation. We saw the union, the Guyana Public Service Union, come out and say that this government, they took the government to task about these workers or on these workers being locked out. One report, I think we picked this up from News Source again, said that the union has made it clear that while it is not against vaccination, it does not like the government's current posture to bully and to force persons to get vaccinated, including health workers. And this was the vice president of the Guyana Public Service Union, Don Gardner, who was at the time outside of the Georgetown Public Hospital, standing in solidarity with the nurses, the union saying they agree with the protest action. Ms. Gardner went on to state that the government should give people more information, honest information. The government has a role, Gardner said, and a responsibility to ensure that citizens are educated about the vaccines. She said that you encourage persons to take the vaccines. It's not about you just using bully tactics, install PPP. She said it is talk with the people and hear their views. There are people with serious concerns and no one is there to talk to them, and that is blatant disrespect. Don Gardner from the Guyana Public Service Union there. Very, very strong words to this administration. And quite interestingly enough, as we look at that, ladies and gentlemen, as we look at that and examine what is happening in our beloved country, I saw Attorney James Bond, who today I think said on TV, on social media rather, on Facebook, that he has transitioned from law and politics. That being said, James Bond had some words again for the government, talking about them needing to pivot at this time in our COVID-19 experience. He said it's a time for us to return to normalcy. And in this post that I saw James Bond put up, I know somebody going to tag him quick. This post he put up, he said, for the umpteenth time, I call on the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Public Health to pivot. These ad hoc policies with regards to vaccination are turning more people off. They are turning more and more people off. Take it from a vaccinated Guyanese who believes in the science behind the vaccinations. You are turning some of our Guyanese sisters and brothers off, and it will be different to get them back on the same page. This according to attorney at law and businessman James Bond. Well, I think they're both gonna fall. That is my impression. Both gonna fall, can't turn back. That is my perception, from every indication that we have, this thing has gone too far. This government can't come back now. They can't come back now from this. And their moment for pivoting has passed. And that might have been the moment when they decided to lock the combined opposition out of any decision making on the COVID task force and other areas where the management and governance of COVID is concerned. Their moment for pivoting is past, in my humble estimation. But nonetheless, those are James Bond's words on social media. And he too, just like the Ms. Gardner from the union says, so for the umpteenth time, pivot, make an about turn, focus on education about the efficacy of the vaccines. We can beat COVID-19, he says, but we must do it together, right? He says we have to be on the same page or all our efforts will be in futility. Those guys don't understand that. Those guys don't understand the kind of logical and perhaps even independent reasoning. Now we say home here, colloquially, let's throw in water and duck back. Let's throw in water on the lily or the edo leaf. There is no absorption. Right? The same people who want to talk about mental retardation, right? What James is doing there is making an intelligent pronouncement. Making an intelligent pronouncement. The same category of people that this criminal and Cross and Jagabat Jaglio talked about mental retardation has just made an intelligent judgment there that I'm certain lots of Guyanese would agree with. But this government that claiming it has no retardation, look at where they're heading with COVID. Right? And look, one of their members, an installed ministers. Now he's giving us this Jagabat, right? This corrupt minister, soon as he took office, he done giving the family business work. So he is giving us a clear indication where these guys are going, because through his ministry, they're now saying that as of the 25th, any member of the public who is approaching and engaging the ministry got to get their vaccination card or the PCR test. Their vaccination cards or the PCR test. I even saw them point out going to the landfill site. So they're going to dump little garbage now. They got to get your PCR test. Folks who are joining us late on the program, welcome in the ring. And as you come in, you know, you don't come in late and you walk to the front. You got to take a seat at the back, but share the live stream. Wherever you guys are joining us from, share the live stream. So again, these guys are giving us a sense of where they're going. It says they're enforcing the COVID measures. So if you're not vaccinated, don't come to the ministry. That's what they're saying. If you're not vaccinated, do not come to the ministry. And it doesn't get any simpler than that. You're not vaccinated, stay away there. So this is where the government is now heading. So it's not only medical personnel. And you see why we've been asking about boots on the ground? Because yesterday it was medical personnel. Today it's all of us. And as the late, great Guyanese poet Martin Carter says, all are involved, all are consumed. And so we all involved now. We are all involved now. You all don't think we're all involved now? Abina, Alicok, you're disagreeing with us? Kurt Paris, you're disagreeing with us? Gloria Miller, are you disagreeing with us? You didn't think we're all involved now? I think you all agree with me. Because look, our children are involved now. The vaccination of our children, ladies and gentlemen, began today. And we were informed that a 17-year-old as well as a 12-year-old were the first two school children to take the vaccine. Were the first two school children to take the vaccine. Now, when I look at this young student's eyes, you know, it tells its own story. It tells its own story. I remember as a young as a youngster at 12, how huge the world looked to me. How huge the world looked. And you trust in your parents, you trust in your relatives, your mother, your father, your brothers and sisters to make good decisions for you, especially those who would have been over you, to make good decisions for you. And as I said when we started, the same right that the anti-vaxxers have to say it is my body and my choice, we have to give them the same courtesy. The mothers and the fathers, the parents who choose to give their children this vaccine, we got to treat them to the same courtesy. It's their body and their choice. It's their body and their choice, just the same way. And because we respect their rights, we are saying to this administration, you have to respect our rights. Your rights not to take the vaccine, Diane Fordyce and Faye Gordon, Marville Shorts and Hazelyn King, Gillian Ferguson, Valerie Moriah, Dorica Ferguson, all the Fergusons here tonight. It's your choice. And again, we ask you guys to share the live stream. And while all of that was happening, folks, we had some protests today. We had some protests today, people. We had some protests today, just like yesterday. Yesterday, you had a big turnout at Linden. You had a big turnout at in Georgetown, Coffee Square of the Revolution. Today, Kwakwani wasn't having it, ladies and gentlemen. Kwakwani was not having it. Right? They weren't having it. Today, Kwakwani said no to mandatory vaccination. They said no to mandatory vaccination. I think we have some video of that. And I want to make sure that you get this well. Kwakwani said no to mandatory vaccination. Let me make sure that we only have one set of lower thirds operating here. They said no to mandatory vaccination.
Carolina. There's no vaccine every day. No vaccine. My choice. My choice. No vaccine. No vaccine.
That's where we are, and they have said it very clearly. It's my body, my choice. We ain't taking no vaccine, and the government has to respect that. Let me ensure that we get this audio off. That's what they've said very clearly. It's my body, my choice. And we have to respect that. We have to respect that. My body, my choice. So no sooner, ladies and gentlemen, I want to see those emojis, how you guys are feeling this evening about what's happening in our beloved country. I want to see those emojis. I want to see how you're feeling, because things might be going one way, but you were saying, listen, I ain't bothering with that. I ain't bothering with that. That ain't determining how I feel. I want to see those emojis, people. We want to see those shares as well. Wherever you're joining us from this evening, we want you to share the live stream so that all and sundry can get this valid and credible information. We're talking to the trenches tonight. We're talking to valid viewers with credible comments. Those are the folks we are talking to. So we invite you guys to share the live stream. In some cases, you can just copy that link and share it via WhatsApp, and people can watch it right from WhatsApp and don't even need to come into social media proper. Share the live stream there, folks. While all of that is happening today, ladies and gentlemen, in region 3, 4, and 6, we were out of Sputnik yet again. Yet again, out of Sputnik. You know why? The policies and the politics as retarded as them. This PPP administration, installed government, installed regime, their politics and policies are as retarded as they are. And so it's like it's a little bottom house operation they're running. When the thing run out, you go and you buy quick. And it's interesting that is the Sputnik V that was not approved by the World Health Organization, and we still don't have all the information concerning the purchase of the Sputnik V. Y'all remember from who? Sheikh Dalmood Al Maktoum. Y'all remember that jagabat? Russia selling to the world for $12. We buying from Sheikh for $24. So the Sheikh doesn't make but $600 million off of us extra. And every 2 mornings, we're running out of vaccines. We're not operating like an oil-producing republic. Right? When I was growing up, we used to say you operate like it's a bottom house corner shop. Right? You know, when you plan properly, you buy rice for the month, you go shopping, you go shopping for the month and so forth. Or for 2 months and so forth. No. This is day by day. Day by day. That's how they got us living, day by day. Everything in the supermarkets, in the shop, in the markets, gone up. So you buy a little shade of rice, a pinch of salt, right? A tubs of oil. You can't buy a big 5-gallon bottle of oil and so on. That's how you used to operate in a different economy. The good life economy, not now. So that's how these jagabats doing. So in reason, while they're saying you must be vaccinated, and while some people might even want to be vaccinated, because I saw some places on the East Coast, or was it on the East Bank, where persons were turned away. Over 100 persons went to receive their vaccination and turned away. Why? They're out of Sputnik V, second dose. Second component, all these fancy euphemisms, component, second dose. In region 3, 4, and 5. You know why? Bad management, bad administration. But that's when you installed. That is what we get when we install. And while that is happening, more fallout from the missing vaccine books. We were reliably informed that it took down a driver for questioning for Ministry of Health. Staff colluding, probably with the higher ups, selling vaccine books, selling medical sick leave, and all of that. Things tight. Things tight, ladies and gentlemen. And while that was happening, we learned that the DPP, you all remember this jagabat here? You remember this jagabat? Karl Singh, Region 9 REO, this dangerous REO who shot the girl in her stomach. But the DPP has said that the case needs more investigation. Y'all know this is the only non-COVID issue that we looked at. And all of those were headlines with COVID just today. And we could spend another hour talking about COVID-19, but I wanted to hear from some of you, if it is possible for us to hear from some of you this evening. If it is possible at all to hear from some of you. Right? We wanted to do exactly that. So the number is 627 Let me make sure I have this set up. 6963. We have some time left in the program. It is Talkback Thursday. Hold on, don't call us yet. 627-6963 is the number, but let me just make sure we have it up and ready to go to take your calls this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me 1 second. Let me make sure that we have it correctly. And we can get, yep. So that's what's happening on that front, ladies and gentlemen. And again, as we said, I want to hear from you this evening. 627-6963. It is, believe it or not, Talkback Thursday. And we want to spend the rest of the program hearing from you on these many issues. So I want to hear from you guys. I think somebody was trying to get through to us. Let me see if I can get through to them. Let me see if I can get through. Tonight seems to be our lucky evening. It is Talkback Thursday. You are live in the ring, and I remember you saying that you wanted to call in. Talk to us.
Hello.
Go right ahead, ma'am. You are live in the ring. You are live. Go right ahead.
Yeah.
What was your concern?
Yeah. Sharon, the concern with the Indian still. We get they come and they do the cocoa, they put on the pump. Until now the road till now they bring some stone and left it on the road, and up to now the road cannot finish.
Oh wow. 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 The people who said they know how to fix roads. Well, we understand now what's happening. So in the Namstel, the road is still unfixed. After however long.
Yes. Every time the rain falls, the road gets a set of water. And the road get more bad, and then the transportation going to and fro, the taxi, to and fro, the big trucks, and the road getting bad. Now they can't come and fix it.
All right, ma'am. All right. Well, I know they listen to this program, and they're going to pick up on that, and they're going to either choose to fix it or not. Or maybe the Namsel is not one of those areas that on the radar. Thanks for coming through, ma'am.
No. Yes.
Thanks for coming through.
Yes.
Folks, there you have it. Thanks to my sister. Let us know what's happening there in the Namsel. 627-6963 via WhatsApp. WhatsApp calls only. 627-6963. 627-6963. I want to hear from you. We got a couple of minutes left in the program, and I want to hear from as many persons as we can. It's Talkback Thursday, and I want to hear from you guys. It's Talkback Thursday. I want to hear from you guys. What's happening at your end, ladies and gentlemen? 627-6963. Let me hear about your concerns. 627-6963. Call via WhatsApp, please, and not via the ordinary phone line. 627-6963. Call us via WhatsApp. We'd be so privileged to hear from you. 627-6963. If you don't, I see some people calling. Let me call them back and see. You are live. You can turn it on for us and go right ahead. Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, good night.
A very good evening. Go right ahead.
Good night, Mr. Duncan. Another caller from the Amsterdam.
Go right ahead.
About the I stand with them. And what the nurses have got to do when they go to the hospital, whichever, and they are being locked out, take a selfie, announce your name in full designation. If you're a nurse, an assistant to staff, nurse and midwife, single trainer, staff nurse and midwife, or a ward sister, announce the ward, even tell the amount of patients who left on the ward where on your shift before you're being locked out, and put it up there, let the world see what is going on. You spend some time, you spend about 2 hours, and if you don't open the gate, you return to your home, your respective homes. Because if the nurses do that, the hospital might get closed up. Because the nurses who are in there will not be able to contain the vast workload that is going on there. The caller from my village, she reported about the road. That road was there ready the building, the cold, the pump, the tube. Now we got another problem. They did a culvert at the back of the village on the middle bar. They finished the carpet, all the heavy equipment. And in order to build a makeshift dam to block the water from going in where they work, well, that dam is being left in the trench. And now with this rainfall going on, they come and dig it out. So they're now going to end up silting up this. I cover that bill and flood the area. And we are a new strong village, so we wouldn't be getting any flood relief and the boat fee. That is my comment.
I hear you, man. Thanks very much for coming through.
Yeah.
Thank very much. And my sister's right. Document how many patients and so on are in the hospital there. A very good evening. Welcome in the ring. Go right ahead, sir.
Yes, good evening, sir. My question to you is that all of these people that is holding position in the fraudulent government that we have there, these people that committing these crimes, like shooting this woman in her stomach and the other one that beat up the woman next to his car.
Oh yeah.
It seems that nothing is going to come out of these people cases. Now, when you guys get back,
something gonna come out.
What steps are going to be?
Something gonna come out. I can tell you that. I can tell because there is no statute of limitation on beating up on people in general. Much more a woman. But you understand how these jagabats protect their people. Which never even see a police station for questioning. Much more to be charged.
Right.
Much more to be charged. In full view.
No.
Just like Dalrymple that by the policeman, just like Karl Singh that shoot the woman in her stomach. Right ahead, sir.
Right. Exactly. Even that woman, right, needs to face the penalty that by the policeman.
Yeah.
Now,
Alicia Dalrymple.
These people are protecting these people from these criminal charges. What will happen to them? They need to be prosecuted also because they are covering up a crime.
Yep. Agreed. And we're going to follow all that up, my brother. Right? We're going to follow all that up. The longest trying to say, got an end. Thank you for coming through. If you don't have anything else you want to add. Thanks for coming through, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. All that will be investigated. That man could stand up there and beat that woman like that. And the police don't even call you for question. What kind of police force we have here? A very good evening to each and every one of you. Share the live stream as we're waiting for the connection to be made. Wherever you're joining us from, around the world, home here in Guyana. Share the live stream. The connection is going through, hopefully, and that person is going to come through and make their contribution, guys. And can they see, Narayan says it well, it's an abusive government. Look at Kwakwani in the National Assembly. Look at Kwakwani in the National Assembly. Karl Singh shoot the woman in her stomach. Look at them in Operation Screech. You just got little association with power and authority. And look at your conduct. This installed administration. And it ain't finished yet, we got more to see. Right? Because we know the PVP, the wicked, the stink and dirty. So there is more. This is connecting for too long. Let me free up the line. I'm sorry there. Yeah. That's in their nature. A very good evening. Welcome in the ring. Go right ahead.
Good night, Mr. I'm very much disappointed in the way that the government is treating my Guyanese brothers and sisters, especially the frontline workers that have been working tirelessly through the COVID all along. Why is it? Can they have them take the PCR tests twice a week? And have them work? There's so many sick people in the hospitals that need help. Locking them out the hospitals and the various offices is not solving the solution.
Yep. My sister, the trouble with that, the trouble with PCR tests is it's so expensive. At $25,000 per test. But it's supposed to be free.
They're sharing around. Do the test for free. It is free in the United States. You can walk anywhere and get a PCR test.
Yep. As a matter of fact, I can bear testament to that. I can bear testament to that because I went into a pharmacy in Brooklyn, got the test done. It was emailed to me free of cost.
Free of cost.
So you're absolutely right.
Give these people masks, share masks for free. You could give people information on the street corners. Stop locking the people out of their job, and they have families to feed. They have bills to pay. What is wrong with this government?
Many things. Let me tell you that.
It is heart-wrenching. Every day I see people locked out of the hospital. Every day I see people handcuffed out of their jobs. What is wrong with this government?
Many things. Many things.
It is sickening. It is very sickening. Come up with a solution to fix the problem. They just cannot just keep inciting more problems all the time. They're not coming to the table.
That is their nature.
They're not coming to the table to fix anything. Call back from recess. Come back to Parliament. We do that here.
I was surprised. I'm happy you said that. I'm happy you said it because I was surprised with such a anemic legislative agenda over the last year that they were so eager to go to recess after they would have practically prorogued Parliament for about 4 or 5 months, to be so eager to head into recess when the people's business still needs to get done. I was quite surprised by them, but this is their name and nature. Wicked, stinking, dirty.
Call back Parliament. This is a pandemic. Call the people back to Parliament. Get the work done. You are working for the people. It's not the other way around. What's wrong with these people in Guyana? Are they going crazy or something? It is heart-wrenching. I cry every time. Oh my God, these brothers and sisters are being treated. Thank you so much for giving me the time to give my little contribution.
Thanks for coming through. And folks, there is method to their madness, because with Parliament out, with Parliament in recess, there is no overview. For instance, with the Public Accounts Committee with their spending, there is no overview. So there is method to their madness. There is method to their madness. Yes, they're plenty retarded. Right? But this little madness here, they got a little method to it. With no Parliament, is no accountability. They can go and spend a whole set of money. And say it was national emergency. And there's no clearance to be had from Parliament. No questioning. No questions to be posed to ministers. And all of those things. The Public Accounts Committee that is chaired by the opposition that scrutinizes government spending. Of course, there is recess, so there's no committee meetings being held. So even though they passed only a slim 19 pieces of legislation in the last year, 5 of those pieces of legislation had to do with the budget. Right? And then when I say pass, is nothing new, it's amendments, liquor license, and that kind of stuff. Nothing innovative. They promised to bring a vaccination legislation in the National Assembly. We're still waiting. Right? But this is the people. This is how they operate. They're wicked, they stink and dirty. I have no regrets of saying that. No apologies. Go right ahead. Welcome in the ring.
Hey, good night, sir.
Go right ahead, sir.
I hope that long streak of misery had pushed the man in the bus. I hope he feels shame by now. And he should know as the next black man he pushed in the bus. Right? If Jabdeo got himself, the Jabdeo represent he. If people decide to go and do something, the Jabdeo represent he. This is my contribution.
Thanks, my brother. Well, I hope we don't get there, where vigilante justice is concerned. But I'm telling you, this installed regime, they are misjudging, right, this moment. Guyanese people right here, right at the brim, at the rim, to be tipped over. We're right there. A very good evening. Welcome to the ring. Go right ahead.
Sharon, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Go right ahead.
I am very much pleased with the work you guys are doing.
We're trying, my brother.
But I must commend you guys. I looked at the rally in Linden yesterday. I didn't get to see much of it in Georgetown. But the one in Linden, I am so pleased. And I know that the folks in Linden, they don't stand for stupidness. They they do what they have to do to get what they want. And I must applaud you guys.
Thank you,
my
sir.
My concern is, Sharon, with this vaccine that you mentioned earlier that run out. Now, I will make to understand that this vaccine is you're not prohibited to enter countries like Trinidad, Barbados, and Canada. Now, if that is true, why the government is still insisting that this particular vaccine be administered to the citizen?
Yeah. And in addition,
now, those people who have relatives in these countries and would normally go to visit for vacation and stuff like that, what's going to happen to them? Now, I also read, I think it was news radio or whatever the media house is, saying that from the 1st of October, the U.S. government requested all those who are applying for permanent visas and medical visas and refugees.
Permanent visas, yeah.
Yes, they must be permanent. They must be fully vaccinated with vaccine that approved by the WHO.
Yeah, and that is the invention I was going to make. That is the invention I was going to make. When you don't have a choice, which vaccine these hooligans and jagabats giving you?
Tell me in God's name, Sharon. No, suppose I get called tomorrow for an interview and I already have the SPUTNIK vaccine. America is not recognizing that. What is going to happen to my application?
But you have to stay here in this living hell with them till you can get the recommended vaccine.
Listen, sometimes I can't find words to describe. I don't even think jagabats and catfish is that is too decent of a name to describe this.
Yeah, my brother, I tell you all the time, the things I really want to call them is just because of professionalism. Just because of professionalism.
Listen, man, look, I don't know. I am just hoping that with these protests that are going on, that you guys are doing in the end, will be a turnaround. These people will find some way in their consciousness they can feel what people are feeling.
Yeah.
And make a turnaround, because if how much more people can take?
Yeah. I don't think they can turn around. I think we got to turn them around and kick them out of office. I don't think they can get turned out.
I just lived there a couple of days ago, and I could have feel the tension in the air wherever you go. I'm telling you, this fight is about to burst.
Yeah, and that's what I've been saying. And I'm happy I'm not the only person who's sensing that. And I'm not only talking from political standpoint. It's exactly that. It is so, the air, the atmosphere is so tense you could cut it with a knife.
I'm telling you, this fight is about to burst, and I'm afraid that when it bursts,
oh yes,
whatever is in the pipe is going to spill all over.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be nice.
Well,
I want to thank you guys so much for what you're doing, man. Especially you, Sharon. I listened to your speech yesterday, and it was so passionate. I feel for you guys.
We got to fight them, my brother. We have to fight them. Thanks for your encouragement.
Let's keep the fight.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, our family say pressures make water run uphill. Pressure is make water run uphill. Right? And something coming to this government, it going to wake them up for a long time. A very good evening. Welcome in the ring. Go right ahead.
Good night, Sharon.
Good night. Go right ahead.
How are you? Good.
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Hope you're good as well.
I am good. I'm good. I'm trying. I have two comments to make.
Go right ahead, man.
Why are Guyanese lining up for the vaccine from Russia and China?
Yeah.
Are you so desperate to spend your money? It is beyond me to think of why would I trust a vaccine from Russia. It does not even have the ingredients marked in English to tell you. Why Guyanese sitting down and causing this illegal administration to force this on you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say it. I want to hold my tongue.
I know what you mean, my sister. I know what you mean. You're so frustrated. Yeah. And angry. Yeah.
Chinese are so stupid. I did not know that they're so stupid. Honestly.
I hear you, my sister. I hear you. I hear you. Right?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. My only thing there, let me just put it out there, is that while I got my reservations about these vaccines, as I said when we started the program, the same, let's say, courtesy that I want to be treated with to say that is my body and my choice, I'm giving that to these persons who want to take the vaccine. If that's how you feel,
yeah, I mean,
more power to you.
Your choice.
Yeah.
That's your,
but I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
I just love to see. I mean, it might not sound good. I'm not promoting violence, mind you, but I saw a video on, I can't remember his name, where he's identifying the differences of the treatment and by the police.
Oh, yes. Christopher Jones, I saw.
Community?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the people of East Indian
yeah.
community. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And I want Guyanese should use that as an example to show that your rights are being derailed,
eroded,
using the police against citizens exercising their democratic right to protest. And you guys sit down and taking this and paying bail? What's wrong with Guyanese people? The level of education has dropped so low that you don't know your rights.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why? It's unbelievable. And you're paying bail. Why are you paying bail for something that you know that you're in your right? Correct. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I hear you.
Have a good night.
You too. Thanks for coming through.
To you, you need more time.
I hear you.
Thank you.
I hear you. Folks, I want to give you guys just enough to keep you hanging on. If a day for 2 hours, oh God, he ain't finishing his program 2 hours. Just enough. That's an old song for those of you who know music. Just enough to keep you hanging on. Politics and walk out, and my God, a singing career. Folks, I want to give 2 more callers. 2 more quick callers. Bear with us. I think we're in the overtime now. Bear with us. We're in the overtime, folks. We're in the overtime. 2 more callers, and then we're going to wrap up the program. We're going to wrap up the program with me begging you. Just enough to keep you hanging on. June! Good to have you guys there. Welcome in the ring, sir. Go right ahead.
Sir, good night, sir, Doctor.
Yes, sir.
My problem is, I understand what is vaccine in Guyana. Because we're supposed to reach it so far.
Mm-hmm.
The people that test positive.
Mm-hmm.
We have over 14,000 people positive right now. Where those people is back in society.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what the case is gonna come to a close. Because we put it on back home.
Yeah.
We live with 5 and 6 people in a house.
Yeah. And then government give up contact tracing and all them fancy things.
Everything. So everybody they just send you home. You got COVID, you got 2 or 3 people in the house, them going to work, they're going to market, you going to the corner line, you going to shop and you got COVID.
Yeah.
So how they will get to solve? The only 40 people will get vaccine, but them are studying that they get vaccine could still get the COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. Very well.
So now I don't know what to do. Thank you very much.
They didn't even know what they're doing, my brother. They didn't even know, right? And as James Bond said there in that post I read for you, their plan is so convoluted, you can't even keep track. You can't even keep track of what they're doing. It is so convoluted. So here I'm scared, I'm ad hoc. Convoluted. You can't keep track. Welcome in the ring. Go right ahead when you're ready.
Good night, Sharon.
A very good evening.
Good evening. Sharon, you can remember when the recount went passing, when the first dead people vote come up, right? At Region 2, you could remember when Anil Nadalal get the person death certificate.
I can't remember that specifically, but I remember Jagdio threatening people about issuing that certificate and making the information available, how they're going to lock up people and all kinds of nonsense. I remember the first instance, that voter alert. I remember that. But the other bit, I'm not so clear, to be honest.
Okay. But these things were passing. Yeah, don't have the video for remind people what going on that day.
But it's something that we worked on. I mean, we couldn't have put everything in the documentary that we have done. But as you say, we continue to remind folks of what transpired there. As a matter of fact, I was talking with a colleague of mine just recently about revisiting the whole Region 4 situation. Because even if you take, right, and I say this very, very sparingly, even if you take rigging as something that may have transpired, they got too many unanswered questions in this recount process that the recount revealed. For instance, those 47 bucks on the East Coast. Where are the documentations? In almost every village that traditionally votes for the PPP, those documents were missing. Now, one would think if the APNU AFC were rigging and stuffing ballot boxes, they would have gone to the African villages that traditionally vote APNU AFC. But it seems the opposite happened in all of the ballot boxes in those villages that vote PPP traditionally. The information is missing. So that is going to be an examination that we are going to be doing in the not so distant future, my brother.
Because every afternoon when I come home from work, I sit down watching. And I can't believe some people say that didn't happen. And I see it with my own naked eyes to see what's going on NCM.
And we were there as well. We were there in those many days of the recount. We aren't blind. We ain't done stugs, right? We didn't drop out from UG or went IFLAT, so we see. But I want to thank you for coming through, nonetheless, my brother, with your contribution. Great. And that would be our final caller for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. And there you have it. Right. People got genuine concerns. And I say this, folks, this is not a program for APNU AFC people only, you know. Right? If you have a contrary view, I want to hear from you. I can deal with it. If you have a contrary view, I want to hear from you. And as we wrap up very quickly, again, I want to remind you that we're asking you guys now to partner with us. We're asking you guys to partner with us now. In the ring, partner with us. We need you on board to get to where we need to go. Folks, we cannot do it without you. I won't lie to you. We cannot do it without you guys. Right? Folks, I cannot take any more calls now. Unfortunately, that's it for us. That's our time. And so we're asking you guys to partner with us. We now have the Cash App feature available. Right? Listen to me very carefully. We don't promise y'all nothing. I see some people talking all kinds of things, but all kinds of strange financial mechanisms. Right? All we're asking you all to do is to help support our program financially, full stop. And we have provided several avenues in which you can do that. We're asking you guys to partner with us, $5 per month. Some people might be able to afford $10 per month, $15 or $20. It's up to you if you want to go higher than that. We will not restrain you by any means. But you have the Cash App feature, and the handle on Cash App is the $ in the ring 592. I think the $ is standard for all of the Cash App handles. So it's the $ in the ring 592. And on PayPal, we are at inthering592@gmail.com. inthering592@gmail.com on PayPal. And then if you're home here in Guyana and you use the MMG system that is offered by GT&T, we're on our usual number, 627-6963. You can make a contribution there of any size. We're not going to dictate. We're just suggesting if $5 is all you can afford, or 10 or 15 or 20, that you commit to that on a monthly basis. And I'm telling you this, it's going to be a good investment. It's going to be a good investment. And some folks are not so savvy with the technology and all of that. They still prefer a little MoneyGram, a little Western Union. That is available to you as well. And so we encourage you guys, we say to you guys, thanks for your support. And thanks to those persons who have already been supporting us. And I don't want you guys to say, oh, maybe somebody else going to send a $5, so I don't have to send my own. We're depending on each and every one of you to help us in this very, very monumental way. I want this a very small way. It is very, very meaningful to us. And you're going to see our program continue to grow by leaps and bounds. Folks, again, you have the Cash App. It's $sign in the ring 592. PayPal in the ring 592@gmail.com. We're on MMG at 627-6963. We also use you guys can also use the MoneyGram or the Western Union feature. That being said, we want to thank you guys for joining us in the ring this evening. Thanks to each and every one of you for joining us in the ring this evening. And we continue to encourage you. We continue to encourage you to practice all the COVID-19 protocols that are there for your health and your safety, that of your friends and your loved ones. So social distance, wear your mask, and sanitize. And again, practice all of the COVID-19 protocols. Folks, the Delta variant is unquestionably, irrefutably with us, and perhaps other variants as well. So take good care of yourself, your family, friends, and your loved ones. Do stay safe, guys. We're going to see you guys tomorrow night for our final program for the week, God willing. See you guys. Stay